Can you silence your phone this time?
I did. I just did.
Can we address something?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
We have to. Well, people are wondering. People are asking if you and I are dating.
Are we dating?
Could we address? Do you want to address that allegation?
I like a little thicker. Just saying.
The person asked that, I laughed so hard.
I like some of the comments, man.
These people crack me up.
You learn over time to just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
Because some people leave comments
It's a hateful world out there.
that need to be addressed.
Holy smokes, people are mean out there.
And yes, by the way, I have my cards on this thing.
Oh, are we doing this? We're gonna go comment. I'm not a schmuck, all right? I mean, oh, here we go. Your turn.
I mean, I guessed the answer correctly. That's my wife. They were walking around the cruise, and they were asking questions, and she guessed right or something. They gave her the sticky thing. She didn't want it. I put it on the thing. I keep my cards there. There's no problem. It's gonna be just fine. I literally get an update after every single purchase sent to my phone. Somebody steals it, they want to buy something, I'm gonna see it right away. You hit, oh, nope, decline. That wasn't me, it's taken care of.
Huh. Well, I mean, I personally, it's not for me, but you know, everyone has their own thing, I guess.
It's true.
I don't like it.
You're a handbag kind of person?
Well, yeah.
That's what I like.
I like putting my arms through the thing and putting it on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Welcome to Outside the Virus, quick show that we're doing talking about stuff going on outside the virus, which I hope the show ends at some point, which means we'll be, done with the virus. But I'm Dustin Tibbetts, financial advisor here with Jazz Wealth, and next to me, he's ready. Next to me, we've got Cody. Don't know why I won't ride a roller coaster, Tibbetts, and let's get started.
I don't like when they make me sick. They make me sick.
I don't feel good after riding them, but
then why do it? No, it's not fun. What's wrong with my? Why did you?
No, that picture over there is actually the best roller coaster I've ever ridden. And I don't think it flips. Maybe it's like it does one of those things, but it doesn't.
That's
like
too much.
loopy.
Did you get a haircut this weekend? You promised. You promised.
You know what
that
happened?
You would do it.
What had happened was
Promised.
I went for a walk that turned into I was gonna like run, and I ran. Then I got really tired, but I was right by Hulk Hogan's old house.
Yeah.
So I was like, come on. Brother wouldn't stop running, so I turned around, started running again, and started passing all these people's houses and stuff. I just shared one of them, but
Was it gated? Was Hulk Hogan's house gated? It's got to be gated.
The community's not gated, but there's a gate to the front. So you actually, that was true. When I was a kid, I went up to it with Danny, and we pressed the button, and there's a little bell, and then the camera turns on, and he was there, and he opened the gate, let us come in. And when we got to the front door, he opened it, and it was him and Macho Man Randy Savage. He's like, "What's up, brother? How you doing?" And I'm like, "Hi."
That's cool.
So
that's cool.
We didn't have you didn't have phones with cameras back then, otherwise.
I tell you, I went to Brady's house, hung out with him. I didn't hang out with him, but I stood outside and waved.
His house, that's not a gated community? David's house?
Not the community, but his house is certainly gated. Cheater's house, Brady's house now, certainly gated. It was.
More important, did you find Carol Baskin?
No, you know what? I didn't even look for her address. I saw some of the Lightning players' houses and all that. But yeah, Brady's house, massive, huge.
Yeah.
It's not like Ryan Howard's down on Clearwater Beach, but super nice.
Oh, it's not as big.
No, it's not actually. That one's huge.
Ryan Howard's got a big ass house.
That's big.
It has 12 air conditions.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, let's do the virus stuff. We're here for the virus.
Way out.
What do you got? I got a lot of little things. What do you got?
I got a lot of little things.
You want to do? Let's do like a lightning round. I'll rattle something off. You tell me if you've got a comment. If not, we'll move on and then.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead.
First thing, Facebook. This came out on Friday. They're going to start messenger rooms to compete with Zoom.
Ooh, classic Facebook.
Yeah, that's classic Facebook. Now they've released the games to compete with Twitch, messengers to compete with Zoom. I'm really disliking them. I don't like how they do that. Come up with something new, Facebook. Quit ripping people off.
Yeah, nope, they just take whatever other people are doing.
Yep.
Boeing was sued for $336 million by a leasing company, which accused the jet maker of refusing to return advance payments on their now canceled order of 737 aircrafts. What's the return policy on that, dude?
This is a complicated transaction.
It's just either a refund or not,
You didn't build the product. Give me back my money.
No. It's simple, right?
Yep.
I mean,
The problem is, since there's only 2 real competitors in the space, you have to pay money to even get them to start production.
yeah.
Because they know where else are you gonna go.
Initially, I read that, I was like, when you go to a golf course, they're like, hey, no rain checks after 4. I'm like, just what's the return policy? But these are advance payments, I guess, so that makes it a little bit more tricky. But
Just to get in line
Yeah.
to start production. But production didn't even start, so it's not like they spent money on that.
things are getting worse. Things are getting worse.
Madame Tussauds is going to issue $540 million in US dollars in debt at 7%. It's a 5-year bond. You get a 7% annual yield if you're willing to invest in Madame Tussauds. Do you know what that is?
I don't know, the bond? No, I don't know.
No, bonds I know.
I
You
know,
know
that's
are,
what you
but
said.
Madame
I don't know what that
Tussauds.
is. No.
No? You got to get out more, brother. I mean, you got to go experience life. You know what I mean? Madame Tussauds.
The more you said it like that? No, I don't know.
Madame Tussauds.
Oh, okay.
Now you know. No, it's where they're the wax figures. They look like oddly real.
Oh, cool.
It's a museum. You go inside of it and it's like, hey, there's Bill Cosby, and he's got his hand out like this.
And then sometimes they put the fake person or the real person in there, and then they
no,
go, ah.
I mean, that's never happened to me.
But you've seen it on videos.
on
and
the
stuff.
Jokers, the Impractical
Yeah.
Jokers. Yep. Anyways, $540 million in debt. Didn't realize it cost that much to run that company.
That's insane.
7%. It's a 5-year bond coming to a platform near you.
Madame Tussauds. SpaceX doing their thing. They conducted a test on their
I like SpaceX.
their Starship prototype on Sunday, and they passed. The first 3 times they failed, it either cracked or their engine busted or whatever. Basically, the test involved filling the rocket tank with extremely chilled fuel while under pressure, and it made it. They want to get this thing into space by 2021, into the moon by 2022. I saw the thing. It's super cool looking.
If it was free, would you go?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, I don't want to die.
Dying is your concern?
Well, are you the first person to go? Free if you're the first people to go? Or like, hey, they've done it 100 times, you want to go? There's a big difference.
No, just like 2021 comes along and they're like, yeah, we've done it a few times. We're sending flights up every day for some reason. You can go for free.
What am I going for? There's nothing to go for. No, I'm good.
So, metaphor for life. What am I here for?
What am I going to do?
I would go,
Take a
but
selfie on the moon?
I would take the little thing of Dramamine and go like that and take all of them. Have a great ride, because you know what it feels like to be. I swear, I muted it. I muted it.
I
swear.
asked you. I'm gonna leave that part in there where I asked you to mute it. I think that part's in there. I'm gonna leave that in there. You silenced your phone this time?
I did. I just did. Being weightless is one of the things that makes you sick on a roller coaster.
Really?
The feeling of constant weightlessness, I would be sick. Because one of the things I want to do is the 0G flight. You heard of that?
Nope.
You-
Oh yeah, where they take
fly
you.
the plane
Yeah.
like that and you end up being weightless.
I read about that.
People get less. I would get sick. I know.
But you want to do that, right?
I wanna do it,
because
yeah.
you made me look that up, and that's super cool. They fly from Daytona to California and back, and they do trips all the time.
go halvesies?
Well, how much is it?
I think it's like $5,500.
Oh, jeez. No.
Well, I think you get 4 people or something. Anyways, you get sick because you feel like you're constantly on a boat and you're at the crest of the wave,
Yeah.
but it never comes back down.
Huh?
So I would take a lot of Dramamine and do it. But anyways, that's that.
Okay. I think it's your turn.
I've got actually a good one here, so I'll elaborate. Do you have anything quick?
I mean, I think they're all really good. So I
Hit
don't
me
know.
with something.
Well, how about the Los Angeles Lakers? One of the richest NBA franchises applied and received $4.6 million in the federal loan aid earmarked for small businesses. They're the second richest NBA franchise. To be fair, they also paid it back, but they got it.
Disagree.
Disagree what?
I just don't like that. You know how like Shake Shack, they got a bunch of money?
Yeah.
So they're returning it because as soon as people figure out how they got the money,
Yeah.
there's going to be an uproar.
Yeah.
Shake Shack got all that money. Chris got all that money. A bunch of others got the money because they filed each individual location.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, hey, as a company, we have too many employees and we're not eligible for the loan. They said, this Shake Shack has 13 employees. This Shake Shack. And so every one of those got that many loans. There's a REIT out there that applied for apartment. They do more than apartments, but they applied for a loan. They got like 117 different loans because they applied for each individual property.
Yeah.
They're no dummies, man. So
that's crazy. Well, how'd the Lakers do it though? That's interesting.
I don't know.
What-
Maybe each part of the stadium has its own address, or like you want to send it to catering or something.
That one's crazy. I don't know that one. And then here's a chart of new home sales recover. At least over the last couple weeks, new home sales are.
Yeah, you think that continues? You think people are like, it's not so bad. Let me go buy a new home. A new home,
Yeah.
not like somebody else's home. A new home.
Probably not. Probably not, no. But crazy that just over the last couple weeks it's up from where it was on April 5th.
This is what I was talking about in the closing beat, where you say some people are not harmed by this at all. Financially.
Right.
They're not harmed by this at all. So they see low rates, they see prices dropping, people that need to sell, I'll buy something.
Yeah.
Man, I did a video on YouTube about a year and a half ago. It says invest backwards. And it was facing backwards.
Yeah.
And that was the idea. Now, there's a lot of people that need to sell stuff and all that. Here's your chance.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm out.
Okay, last one here. Top performing dividend ETFs out there. We're going to put up a chart so you can see here the top 5 dividend ETFs that are out there. As you can see, the Schwab US Dividend ETF is the best performer, which you wouldn't think, because a lot of people go, Vanguard, oh my God, it's Vanguard, I have to invest in Vanguard. But you'll notice Vanguard is actually in 4th place here. The Schwab ETF, best performer, about 7% annual returns, very low expense ratio. It's actually the same as Vanguard, so you can't say, yeah, but the expense ratio. Only include this ETF, they only include stocks with a 10-year history of paying dividends. Their largest holdings are Exxon Mobil, Home Depot, and Intel, but it's really not that bad. It's like 5%, 4%, etc. So they don't have any really large holdings. If we do look at the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, you missed out on performance to the tune of about 2% a year because you chose Vanguard, which got to shop around with these things. Anytime someone says ETF, they go, well, just go with the Vanguard. This is the Vanguard one. And I'm like, yeah, but what if you're missing out? So this proves you did miss out a little bit there. Same expense ratio and everything. Interestingly, the highest expense ratio ETF, I like the best, to be honest. And it's 0.7% a year, which is by far much more than the other ones there. But I like them because of how they manage this one here. So the First Trust Value Line Dividend Index Fund, what they do is they clearly outline how they pick the stocks for their dividend fund. They say it's got to have a dividend yield that's always above the S&P 500, so like 2%-ish, somewhere in there. They got to have a market cap above $1 billion. And so because of that, they currently have about 192 positions in that one. So they're doing more work. They're constantly changing things a little bit more. It's got the highest expense ratio, 0.7% out there, and their top sectors are utilities and financials in terms of the largest sectors. But there you have it. Those are the top 5 dividend ETFs. If you say, I don't want to pick dividend stocks, I'm just going to pick the ETF. I want the best one with the best returns.
There it is. Yeah. Do you want the earnings slide in here too? People reporting earnings. I forgot about that one this week.
Sure. Top 30 companies by market cap I put together. Reporting earnings. Your most volatile one. Let's see. Your most volatile one. Come on, it's got to be Amazon. That's definitely Amazon. Apple will be your second most volatile. Oh, sorry. Facebook will be your second most volatile one. The stock with the highest odds of beating is MasterCard, followed by Visa, which is great, and then AbbVie. If you're looking at the chart there and you're curious, average full day gain, the best performer is Facebook, 2.7%. MasterCard has the second best average full day gain. The worst is Exxon Mobil, and this is a tough one for them because a lot of the dividend aristocrats out there that are in the mix have the potential for getting booted out of the dividend aristocrats there. Actually, let's put up a quick chart to show, you got work to do.
There's a lot of charts.
Put up a quick chart to show the aristocrats that have the highest probability of getting their dividend or cutting their dividends on earnings day. Exxon Mobil's probably safe, but they report on Friday. CBS has said they're safe. There's the rest of the names that are in the aristocrat index there. Ran a quick scan just to see, ran a bunch of debt scans, cash on hand, free cash flow, just to see who might have to cut their dividends. So that's it. You don't know a dividend aristocrat company is, it's an index where stocks that have raised their dividends for at least 25 years are in this index. I believe there are now 66 names as of now. And that's all I got for you.
That's it. That's all I got.
We nailed it.
That was good. Other than, well, I don't want to say it. I'll tell you afterward. We're good.
What happened?
Good show.
Good show. We nailed it. I think we nailed it. Do you think we nailed it?
Did it cut out?
See you later.
We're crooked. We were crooked.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh,
I saw it.
Right in the middle. You were sitting there reading, and I looked at it, and I didn't look at it until.
What are you gonna do?